Okay, what's up, what's happening, and what's new, and why do we even give a fuck? Welcome to another episode of Empaths. I'm your host, T1. Let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so as always, first we're going to ask, I want to ask how everybody day is going. If you can, write it in the comment. But I'm going to tell you how my week's been. So, a lot has transpired this weekend, which is why we're not going to have like a actual video recording this time. So this will be our first like audio episode. Which is cool because I feel like that way, like, you guys get to know me a little bit more and get to know my voice a little bit more. And my voice is very sexy. So, there's that. No, I'm just playing. All right, but no. Yeah, so what else we going on this week? So, nothing really. Yeah, I had to take 2 days off work, which was probably needed. Um, but yeah, so I tried to so let me start by what happened this week and why we actually recording audio only. So I y'all something's wrong with my recording device and I had to go get it fixed this weekend. So that's the real reason we actually just doing audio. But I don't know. I was just so stressed about that and I don't know. I was just a little bit sad because lately I've been trying to feel more like motivated within myself. Um because sometimes I don't be like motivating myself a lot and I be feeling like I give up fast. And now like any slight inconvenience, I feel like everything's gonna fail. And I guess it's not necessarily like the perfection part of it. That should not matter to me. But more so like me actually going and trying. So I'm still here on a good leg giving out an audio today. So I'm still, trying to stay consistent and show myself that I can be consistent, especially when I want something. And you know, I just want to get on here and talk honestly. And what's so hard about that? All right. But let me go ahead and give y'all like a breakdown of what our main topic is going to be today without giving too much away. So lately, I've been like in a place like I know y'all heard from like the last episode where we talked about like David's season being your quiet season and being like to yourself. So lately, since I've been in my David season, I've been experiencing like friendships and relationships like starting to I don't know how to put it in words. Starting to like change. Um, and nothing's wrong with that. Sometimes it changes for the good, sometimes it changes for the better. But I feel like whenever you start working on yourself, like your outer changes, not your outer self, but like your circle, like your environment changes. The more you change yourself. Um, so how I grew up. I was allowed to show emotion, so I don't know like how that feels because I always like show my emotion and I always stated when I didn't like something, when I do like something. So I've always been I'm not gonna say emotional person, but I always been like very in tune with my emotions. So recently I learned like I believe that I'm an empath and I take on other people's feelings. And I believe that sometimes that's why I need to seclude myself. And that's how it comes back to the David season. Because like sometimes I get overwhelmed by other people's emotions. And nothing's wrong with that because I feel like being an empath is also a gift. Like you can help people work through their emotions. But sometimes it can be very like straining and like you take on their challenges or whatever and it has nothing to do with you. Or you take on their emotion or and just like catering to somebody, trying to make them feel better. Sometimes that can strain you. And that's the real reason why I just be going into my isolation. Is because not necessarily that I don't want to deal with people or I don't like people, but I feel like I work better by myself. I can focus if it's just me. Whereas like if somebody else comes around, then I'm probably focused on them making sure that they okay. That's just naturally how I am. And sometimes like that's not healthy. Like I need to think about myself too. And then sometimes me choosing myself is gonna hurt people. It's gonna like make them wanna, look at you different. Especially like if you always been that person that's just like, well, for me specifically, there's always been that person. You just always there for people, and like you always saying yes, or you always like you just find a way for somebody. And when you finally say no, and when you finally pull away from people, they start to say like you change. Um, and I've been kind of going through this a little bit, as far as like family and friends and stuff like that. Like a lot of people, well, I ain't gonna say a lot of people, because some people they know me and they know like I need my time to myself, especially like people I grew up with for a long time. But like some people, they get upset with me because I don't have time for them, or I'm not gonna say I don't have time. I choose myself. And the time that I do have, I choose myself, and I choose to like be there for myself, because right now I feel like I'm not depressed or nothing. I just feel like I'm in a place where I don't know, like I'm just here, if that makes sense. So like I just been trying to be a better me for me, not for nobody else, not for no relationship, not for no family, not for nobody else but me. I just want to be a better me. And then choosing myself. Okay, and then I'm getting ahead of myself. Sorry, y'all. Like I said, I'm doing this right before I go to work, so I'm just rambling. So please don't mind me. But yeah, so I wanted to give y'all the definition of an empath before I get like too deep into it. So what an empath is a person with the ability to perceive the mental or emotional state of another individual. If y'all didn't hear me or my accent was a little too country, I'll say it one more time. An empath is a person with the ability to perceive the mental or emotional state of another individual, which I think I am. Okay, well, that's an empath. And that's, if you're an empath, then this probably is for you too. But the second part of what I wanted to go into about the main topic is choosing yourself. So when you finally choose yourself, like I said, like people will assume that you like think you better than them, or you trying to switch up, or you trying to like, you know, drift off from them or something. And that's not necessarily always the case. It's healthy to set boundaries. Some boundaries that I have, I don't like nobody to come pee in my house all the time. Like I know that's probably I know that's probably like a weird thing. I don't like nobody in my house all the time. Like I don't mind doing like a little party or whatever, but it has to be like a planned event. Like don't ride past my house and think you about to come inside. Like I don't know. Not that it's always dirty, which sometimes it is a little dirty, but don't think you about to just come in here. I don't like that. Because if to me, in my mind, this is my space. Like, I don't know. Growing up in a household full of girls, well, I always had my own space. Like, I always had my own space. Growing up in a household full of girls, like, they used to share the bathroom, share the rooms and stuff, but I always had my own stuff. And sometimes I like to be alone. Like, I do not like, why you, and then I feel like, if you left your house, why are you coming to my house to compete? Like, that don't make no sense. Like, I feel like you're just trying to come in here and be nosy and see what you can see. I don't know. That's one of my boundaries. Another boundary that I have, I don't, I don't really have a lot of boundaries. Like, I'm setting, like, do anybody have, like, well, if you are listening, like, I would love if y'all comment, like, what boundaries y'all have that people may not have. Because, like, I've been recently, like, choosing, like, not choosing, trying to get to know like what boundaries I need in my life, not what boundaries other people may have, but it might be a good trade off or something like that. But that's one boundary that I have. What's another boundary that I have? Oh, this is a new boundary because I haven't really got bad at this. If like I don't ask people for money. I don't ask nobody for no money. Like you can ask whoever. I don't ask nobody for money. I don't ask nobody for even when I was broke, down and bad. If I did ask somebody for some money, it probably was like one of my sisters or like my mama or something, and I still had to pay it back. But I don't ask people for money. I don't. I'm not gonna say I don't like when people ask me for money, but if you know I don't know, like it's just certain people I'm not giving money to. Like, if I know like you would not do the same for me, or like you've made it clear that you're a choose yourself type of person, I'm not giving you no money. I'm not. I don't care if it's like $5, $15. And don't keep asking me for money. Like I don't like that either. Like if you come in to collect $100, don't break the $100 up every week. You asking me for something. Like I don't like that because now I'm starting to think like you're just using me. And you might not be doing that. So just like if you ask me for money, you gotta ask me for the one time payment thing. Cause I'm not doing that every week. And I don't want to keep giving nobody no money. And preferably I don't want nobody to ask me for money. But however, if you do need it, like, I'm here and I'm not that type of person. Like even if we fall out beefing, don't nobody gotta know I gave you nothing. But however, if I do end up giving you money and you give me a date that you're gonna pay me back, I expect to be paid on that date. However, if you tell me before the pay date, like before you get paid, I mean not before you get paid. If you tell me before the date that you set to pay it, that you can't pay it, then of course I'm gonna look out. What I'm gonna make you do? Pay something you ain't got no money? Add interest to it? I'm not gonna do that. But like people will really go quiet. I think that's weird. I don't know. That's why I be setting up my boundaries. That's another boundary I have. Because I'm the type of person like I think too much. Like I think about emotion behind everything. Like money, the money part don't even piss me off. I don't give a fuck. Like if it's $10, $20, it's the more like you're not gonna say nothing, knowing that you owe me. Like you're not gonna say nothing. You just gonna let me sit around and think about it, knowing that you know that I know that you know. And you're not gonna say nothing because you feel like in your mind, oh he pussy, he ain't gonna say nothing. That's how I take it. So that's why I set that boundary up because some people don't even be meaning to do that, and some people really be forgetting. I don't understand how you forget that you owe somebody money, but hey, it happens. And like it really does happen. And I be trying to be an understanding person in regards to that and like not hold that against nobody. But that's another boundary I have. I feel like I have one more, but I don't know. I can't think of it right now on the top of my head. I feel like I have one more, but I don't know. If I think of it, I'll come back to it. So, and being in the lesson I was trying to like share today is that it's okay to choose yourself sometime. Like us being empaths or people who are emotionally intelligent, like sometimes we're doing ourselves a disservice. Like we become a villain to ourselves when we stay in situations that drain us and take all of our energy instead of setting up those boundaries where people cannot like just easily drain us or easily like take our energy and like use it for themselves and then we piss for the rest of the day. Fuck that. No, that's not fair. And I'm also trying to like step outside of that being in the house to protect my energy. Like I want to be able to protect my energy and like go outside and like walk around and like because right now my anxiety behind stuff and I don't know. It's like it got to a point I don't even like shopping for clothes because I get overwhelmed. Like it's just too much. It's just too much. But being an empath and like always being there for people and trying to like make sure everybody else is okay, it can be draining. It can seem unfair, especially like when people don't notice the things that you do or the efforts that you make, you know, and they just take it as a little thing. And like us being empaths is a big thing because we think with our heart, and our mind is our heart, and our heart is our mind. And I don't know, like sometimes we get hurt easily, but it's okay to set those boundaries. And I get y'all two of my boundaries, so I expect somebody to give me at least one. Like, come on now. Cause I don't know, I can't think of it. I feel like it's another boundary out there that we should set for ourselves, like as empaths, so people can like emotionally manipulate us. Oh, I got another one. I got another one. No, I got two. I don't address rumors. I don't care who told you what, who did what, and that just happened to me a couple of days ago. Somebody told me that somebody said that I said something about somebody, and no, somebody said that I said something about somebody. No, okay, let me slow down. Somebody said that I said something about them, and they heard it from a person I used to talk to. And my thing is, of one, I don't give a fuck who you think I used to talk to, especially since I'm married. Well, I ain't married. I'm engaged. No, I just playing. But I really don't give a fuck who you talk to that I used to talk to. And I really honestly think that's what they wanted me to say. Be like, oh yeah, well, who you talking to? Who you used to talk to that I talk to? I don't give a fuck. Um, I don't care that you heard it. I mean, I didn't say it. I don't know what you want me to do. But hey, so another boundary, I don't address rumors and I don't give a fuck about nobody like saying what they got to say about me because nobody really lived my life. And in my head, it's my world. So if somebody talking about me, I mean, they're probably just mentally challenged, and I can't do nothing about that. And I'm not, I don't have powers to change nobody's mind or nothing. So I really don't give a fuck what you say. But I do appreciate it for you like bringing it to me or addressing it. But honestly, in the near future, I don't give a fuck. Um, but my other boundary. Um, what's my other boundary? I feel like all right, that's three. That's a no. I had another one Michael said, but anyways, whatever. But this episode was really just for my empaths and like us setting up boundaries and like it's okay to isolate, but come out the house sometimes. And if you are empath enrichment and like sometimes you be isolating, like we could be friends or something if you want to be friends, and we could go outside and stuff. and we could be empaths together. And if somebody try to come, oh, all right. Let me stop because I did have another one. Another boundary I have: if we're arguing and you start crying, I'm not talking to you no more. Cause like, what the fuck? Like, that's emotional manipulation. Cause why the fuck are you crying? Like, nobody hit you. Like, I understand your emotions get like, if you feel like you about to cry, you need to be like, hold on, I gotta pee real quick, and go cry in the bathroom. Like, you're trying to get sympathy points. I do not like that shit. Cause they used to do that to me in high school. Like, I used to get angry, and sometimes my voice will carry up a little bit. But why are you crying? Like, now everybody looking at me like I'm a fucking bully. Like, fuck you, you cry baby. You a fucking yeah. I'm an empath. I'm emotional, but I don't be crying like that. Like you just trying to get some no fuck that. And everybody be like, come on, she just sensitive. He's just sensitive. No, teeth are sensitive. You a fucking crybaby. But anyways, I digress. Yeah, the episode was just about like empaths, and us going ahead and like actually focus on ourselves and take a time off for ourselves. And we don't always have to be everybody's fucking savior. Sometimes you could be your savior too. Um, and that's really it. Honestly, I know today's episode was a little bit short, and I do appreciate like whoever listening. I don't know. I feel like I keep going, even though like I don't have a ton of viewers right now, and I'm not complaining about that at all. But like I'm excited because I get to go back and look at my library, and sometimes when I need these episodes, I might can like listen to them. I'm probably definitely gonna need this because I'm about to do some bullshit and like help somebody out. They get my feelings hurt, and then yeah, whatever. But but it's okay. Yeah, I'm just excited. Yeah. So I'll go ahead and close it here. Empaths, you can pick yourself, but also set your boundaries. People, sensitive ass people, leave us the fuck alone. Like if you gonna cry about the nigga, you can only cry about that nigga one time a month. Not even a month. Nobody want to hear share a month. Once every 2 months. If you, especially if you in one of them relationships where you always bringing that shit to us and like you crying all the time, he got you crying, frustrated. Only bring that shit to me every 2 months. I don't give a fuck no more. I'm not about to act like I want to hear that shit no more. I don't. Go to your other friend with that shit. I don't want to hear that shit no more. That's me being as real as I could possibly be. I don't want to hear that shit no more. I don't go to nobody about no nigga problems. I'm sorry. You go to the nigga about the nigga problems. Get it? Get it? Got it? Good. All right, we're going to get into our next segment. I like to call replay. So in this segment, we talk about like anything. Well, I keep saying we. It's only me today, as y'all can see, which is probably going to be like that for a long time. But anyways, I digress. So replay is where we talk about like any movie, any product, any music, anything that you've been using in a consistent rotation since the last episode. So I know I'm a little late, but me and my boyfriend been watching Bridgerton, and like we're catching, like we almost done. I think we're on like the fourth season, and these people like. I wonder if they really acted like this back in the day. Cause like they some messy hoes. Well, I ain't gonna say hoes. Sorry, ladies. They are some messy women, and I don't know. I like it. I just don't like the lady. What's the town? Like the girl. Like, why are you telling people business because you feel like nobody like you because you big and like you stinky a little bit? Why do you feel like nobody like? Like that's no shade to the actress because she's a beautiful person, and I don't think she big. I don't think she big at all. But I don't know. I just feel like why are you being messy to everybody else because you have a nasty attitude and a nasty disposition about yourself, and but you sitting around gripping on the walls and listening to people business who doing this, but you're not getting no action. You tried to come in. I'm on the episode where she tried to come in with the green dress and like cause a awe, and she got her 2 seconds of fame, but then when you hit that flow, you supposed to hit that flow. She hit the flow, go stand in the corner, and still trying to get at the same dude that don't want you. Like I don't get that. And then now you beefing with your friend, and then the girl step on your dress. Yeah, it's just too much. Y'all gotta watch that. It's just too much. Me personally, oh, if you like, no, don't watch that. If you care about people's opinions, I don't know if that's gonna heighten it or make you like not care about people's opinions. Cause that show like everybody opinion matter, I guess. But I cannot live back then. I don't give a fuck what y'all talking about. Like I probably would have came up, especially if I'm already rich. Like fuck y'all opinions. I mean, can they take your money? I don't think they can take your money. Should I just move? A scandal? Girl, if you don't get your nosy ass on my business, I would have been like, if you don't get your nosy ass on my business, And then the queen, like she keeps starting all this stuff, and her husband is something wrong with him. He be running out the house and he's like, all right, never mind. I'm giving up. I'm giving out too much. But that's my replay, Bridgerton. That's what I've been watching recently. All right, y'all. So we're gonna end it here. I know today's episode was short. Like I said, it's just me. I'm excited to say like we're gonna have like guests, my friends coming on. We're gonna talk about different topics that you guys, well, that I've been going through. And if you guys have topics that y'all want to talk about, I encourage you guys to DM me. I do respond to DMs. I do. I really do. As long as you ain't sending no freaky shit. I ain't responding to no freaky shit. And that go for women and men. Cause this old lady sent me. All right, I'll holler at y'all later. Make sure y'all follow all the socials. Sip happens at on Instagram, Sip happens on TikTok, everything else like that. All right, y'all. I enjoyed talking to you guys today, and I enjoy the near future. I appreciate you guys letting me, come out with just the audio episode. Y'all ain't got no choice though, cause ain't nobody gonna fight me. I don't think so. I hope not. But all right, y'all. Holla. Thank you.